Is the company making a turnaround? Are they improving, G?
All this Wall Street jargon, like, are they, like, they're a dominant player in the biggest market in the world with all the behavior around mobile and commerce in the right direction. So cool. If you want to debate a 90-day window, I have no damn idea. But are they headed in the right, what turnaround? The turnaround that we dropped the stock on the market? Like, they have massive growth ahead of them. They haven't even started playing outside of that market. Yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Hold on, a marketing guy calling BS on jargon?
Yeah, that's fine. You decided to call me a marketing guy. I think I'm a business guy, but if you want to misbrand
okay,
me,
let's take the temperature down. We all like each other. But I keep coming back to the basic question. We've been following China and trying to figure out what's going on with the Chinese economy, and particularly the Chinese consumer, and whether the services business is taking over from the manufacturing. Alibaba, you're absolutely right, dominant, largest market in the world, but it seems to be fighting against what we thought might have been a trend with the slowing economy in China.
I mean, if you look at Alibaba's sales, right, it's predominantly still in China, and if you look at mobile especially, it jumped, I think, more 100% or something along those lines. If you look at mobile,
yeah, this is an important part of the story. You said earlier on the program, it's at 62%, I think, of its business now, and I think maybe it tripled as a percentage, I think.
I think you're right.
You know what? Let's actually go into the terminal, Matt.
I have something that's really quite cool, actually. It's a proprietary index that
we'll be the
tracks.
judge of that, Matt.
There you go.
This
busting on you.
Does that mean all his other stuff is not cool?
Exactly.
I'm just curious.
Well, no, this in green is an index that looks at all of the stuff that Alibaba sells and averages out the price. And then in white, you see Chinese CPI. And we always talk about, do you believe Chinese numbers? Of course, no one does, but maybe it's the trend that matters. Who knows? But all I can see is that Alibaba sells so much stuff that it may indicate where Chinese inflation is going. And if that's the case, I mean, you see a big jump in the price of the goods that Alibaba sells. And remember, they sell everything.
But
Everything.
I think you're right. I think this actually is cool, but I want to make sure I understand it. That big vertical green line says that the stuff they're selling is more expensive than it was before?
Right.
Is that
all
what it's
the
saying?
stuff that they sell, averaged out, is getting more expensive. So that's got to be good news, right? I mean, as far as inflation expectations are concerned.
Gary, what's your thought here? You know, what David was just noting really about, we're trying to look at China in terms of this slowdown. Where are we seeing the impact? You're such an optimist, always wrapped in the American flag. Do you actually see in your business, in your outlook, a slowdown? I mean, you also, how many companies do you speak at a year? 100, 200? Do you see a slowdown?
In China? I'm not educated enough to answer that question, but here's what I can tell you. As a company, Alibaba is positioned tremendously well. Amazon was not a bad bet when the U.S. economy was slowing down, unless you were playing in a 16, 18-month window, but everything they were doing for the future was headed in the right direction. And so I don't know for the people that are day trading or making bets on 30 and 60-day windows, but when you look at where the company's going against the trends of the end consumer, it is going in the absolute right direction. That's the answer.
All right, then let's talk about other companies. Earlier, we were talking Twitter, and I sort of couldn't believe you were saying, well, while they're still relevant, I mean, are they? I mean, listen, Twitter is massive. Do you not believe in the direction they're headed in?
Well, first of all, there is no direction yet. I really think Jack's laying that out right now. You're coming at me with that because you know how impactful Twitter was for me. I was an early investor. I built my brand on it. The only thing that I really care about and the commodity that I cherish is attention. Yeah. Attention is the value prop. And so, of course, you could talk about a lot of metrics, but what I know as a practitioner, somebody that's used the product every single day since 2007, is that the content that goes out by me and many others has less attention on it than it had in the past. Period, end of story.
Well, and there's a reason for that, at least in my experience,
please.
Just as a consumer of Twitter.
One man's point of view.
Exactly, only one man's point of view, but I go on it every single day. I mean, several times a day. But I am finding it harder and harder to get to the people that I'm following because I have to go through more and more tweets at the top that appear to be sponsored tweets and requests about, do you want to follow this other person? I have to go through 10, 15 different entries before I get to what I was interested in.
You're seeing that in other platforms. I really don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is there's a lot of people that you still follow that you don't care about anymore. So they're not necessarily and this is email behavior. We don't unsubscribe, we delete. It's quicker for us to just go through the stream instead of unsubscribing. Twitter has a fire hose problem. They need to limit the things that are being said or the amount of people. If you don't engage with a single thing from a person in a year, do you need to see every single thing they say? And so they're not playing the attention arbitrage.
Yeah, but how's Twitter going to fix that?
But that's a
What
really
are
great
you
idea.
talking about?
No,
The
that's a
same
really
way-
great idea. I
Thank
never
you.
thought of this.
Thank you.
If there's a person that you have not clicked through on their tweet for a period of time, 6 months or a year, it should be automatically, or at least prompt you to say, do you want to delete it?
Oh, you mean the way Facebook handles it, the biggest damn company in the world?
Yeah.
Except Facebook curation isn't that great, right? If you look at it, they have certain algorithms, and people have been playing with algorithms on their.
No. That's your opinion versus what the data shows.
Okay, what does the data show?
That the users are staying longer, engaging more. They're running math. This isn't an opinion of one or two, or we're pontificating. They're running math at scale, and yes, it's working. That's why they have what they have, which is probably the best advertising product in the world.